In this video, I want to talk to you about collaboration and noise. I mean, it's great to see so many people collaborating on many open source projects. I'm going to use the link-free project as an example here, but you can see when we create an issue and it hasn't even been triaged yet, so we don't know if the issue is going to be worked on, it's going to be accepted. People have already commented, I want to work on this, let me do this, let me try, all within minutes of each other. And it's great to see that enthusiasm and excitement, and we want to encourage that. But unfortunately, that creates a lot of noise for the maintainers and the community members, because it's really hard to see what the issue is about. And then when it is ready, or if it's ready to be worked on, do you go to the person who messaged right at the top first, but then that person could just do that all the time and get assigned all the best issues? Or do we wait and try and figure out when the label ready for development was added, then we pick the person from there? Or do we have a whole discussion? It takes a lot of time and energy. So in this video, I talked about something we are trying at the moment. I love your feedback and hear your thoughts on what you think, if this is a good idea or a bad idea. Keep your thoughts completely honest, of course, professional as always. So this is the challenge we have. It's great. Like I said, we want to encourage this sort of behavior, but we also want people to read the contributing guideline where it says, don't ask to be assigned an issue if it hasn't got the label ready for dev or is still awaiting triage. Therefore, it doesn't distract the maintainers. I mean, my notifications have gone from like 2,000 GitHub notifications per day to like 6,000 in the last couple of weeks, which is great. I'm super excited, but a big chunk of those are just noise. And that's really, really unfortunate because it distracts, like I said, the maintainers and community members. So we have like 7 steps of what to do in our contributing guide, but a lot of people don't read this. And so we end up with this. And again, I don't want to call anyone out, but there are the same few people that get excited and they want every issue. And one of our rules is you can only be assigned one open issue at a time. So I don't know why they'd comment this across 10 different issues and then times that by 10 people. That's like 100 notifications extra, literally per day, because there's a lot of activity going on and that's great. So initially we did go through and explain to people, please read the contributing guidelines. It's not ready for dev yet, so it can't be assigned. And we started doing this kind of 10, 20 times per day. And it was taking a lot of the maintainers' time. Again, we don't want to discourage people. So we kept saying, thank you so much for being excited, but it's not ready yet. Let the maintainers triage it. It's been open for like 3.5 minutes. But then other people would then just comment underneath and not see our replies. Then we'd have to tag that person, reply below with the same sort of message. And then, like I said, if we're getting, say, 10 of those per issue per day, and then we're replying 10 times, now the issue has got 20 comments on it, and it makes it really long. So when you do get into the nitty-gritty of working on the issue, say a few days later when it has been triaged, then all the good stuff is kind of like 5-10 pages down. We wanted to try to find a way to solve this, and one idea we came up with, and again, I don't know if it's perfect, we're just going to try it and see how it goes, is when an issue is created, it automatically via our issue template gets assigned the label status waiting triage. So the next step we thought was to lock any new issues. And so you can see here from this GitHub action, repo lockdown is actually for a different reason. This action is written for repos that are mirrors on GitHub. So ours isn't a mirror, ours is based completely on GitHub. But we thought we could use this GitHub action to say, if it doesn't have the label ready for dev or discussion or testimonial, then lock the issue with a comment. And then once it is ready for dev, once the maintainer has triaged it and added the label ready for dev and removed the label awaiting triage, they can also unlock it and people can collaborate. And people can collaborate and talk about the good stuff. We want to encourage collaboration, but we want to reduce the noise. So let me show you how it works. So if I go to an issue and I create a new issue, it could be any issue. So let's just create feature request. And we could say test issue for YouTube video. We can say testing issue auto lock for YouTube video. Here we go. So if I did change the label now to ready for dev, because straight away I knew it was going to be ready for dev, then the action would ignore it. But let's say this is somebody else that haven't got the ability, because only maintainers can change labels when creating issues. They create it. The GitHub action is going to run, so I can show you that. You can see the GitHub action is running, and it only takes a few seconds to run. And once it runs, this issue will be updated, and you can see to reduce notifications, issues are locked until they're ready for dev and to be assigned. So it's still got the awaiting triage label, it hasn't changed that, and now it's locked that issue, so only maintainers can comment on an issue. I don't know what you think. Do you think that's a good idea? Is that a bad idea? I really don't want to put people off the project, but us as maintainers, we really became drowned, and then a lot of the kind of important notifications started getting missed, and we didn't want to miss those, and we wanted to reduce the noise. So this was the idea we came up with. We're going to test it for a couple of weeks, see what you all think about it, and see how it goes, and hopefully it helps, and hopefully it doesn't upset anyone. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Is this a good idea? Like, be honest. If you think it's a terrible idea, tell us. If you found another project that does it differently, then let us know. I think it's really important. I think there are some projects like Free Code Camp that actually don't assign issues. What they do is, I think it's the first pull request to complete it. But we find some people need a bit more time, or some people have more time to do it and they can just run through all the good first issues. And we wanted to give the good first issues, like spread them out. So when someone's new to the project, they get a good first issue. But once they've done a couple of those, then let's get them into some more kind of juicier, meatier issues, and it helps them along so they can challenge themselves, they can learn, and they can add more value. And while you're down there leaving your thoughts, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already for more awesome information on open source, GitHub, accelerating your career, and turning an open source project into a SaaS platform. That's what we're doing with Linkfree. So if you like the look of this project, there's a link to the repo in the description below as well.